have an amazing, wonderful community, a little over 1 million players. And over the last, I would say, year or two, we noticed the same questions from the community coming up over and over and over and over again. And that there really weren't any good resources to answer these questions. And a lot of them were about really the panels that we're going to have today. And you'll actually see some of the questions came directly from like questionnaires that we put out with our users. Like if you had the chance to speak to a team owner, a coach, an analyst, a player, you know, if you had an hour to spend with them, what would you want to know? What would you ask them? And the responses were pretty interesting and led to a lot of the questions that we're going to have up here today. So I'm very excited, you know, not just to kind of share that information, but also, you know, shine a spotlight and celebrate all of the hard work, all of the amazing kind of cutting edge things that everybody's doing. I also want to challenge us to, you know, maybe change something else. Let's see if these slides or video work. So what I'm going to go through, most of you will probably already kind of have a sense of. You'll get exactly what I'm talking about. So recently I went on Cheddar. I was invited to do a live broadcast with them where they're kind of talking about what we're doing. And, you know, they send me these questions ahead of time of like, you know, this is what we're going to ask you. Nowhere in that list of questions, we'll see if this video works, was this awesome one. I guess there's no audio, but so what they were asking me was, so video games are related to mass shootings in the United States. Does that make you rethink your business model? Other than answering no, this was my basic response, was to roll my eyes so hard into the back of my head that my head almost rolled off my shoulders. And I think all of us, you know, have had experiences like this, where, you know, this crazy, unrealistic, negative connotation around, you know, our industry and what we do. And the fact that it's still, so that we're still answering questions like this in, you know, 2019 is wild to me. And, but, you know, so that was kind of like, oh, you know, maybe something like this really is useful to, you know, to do and to kind of broadcast. And then had a little bit more evidence. So we recently applied, I'm going to leave this slide up as long as I can before switching to another one. We recently applied to the National Science Foundation. So our team is you know, a bunch of scientists and researchers, and we applied to the National Science Foundation for a grant to do some research on video games and esports. And they loved it. All of our marks were very good or good, you know, great team, super innovative, this is awesome. We did not get that grant. And why we did not get that grant, these were some actual comments from the reviewers afterwards. Improving motor skills for gaming is not of great intellectual or societal benefit. Okay, this one was my favorite though. I liked almost everything about the proposal, but the lack of a societal need for better esports training, and this is the good part, the potential societal risks of encouraging or enabling even more time spent playing video games makes me hesitant to recommend this for funding. So, you know, to try and move the field forward to do things, you know, we need to be able to get grants. We need to be able to get money, you know, to support a lot of the questions that our users ask are really based on, you know, I saw this study in baseball players, or I saw this study in, you know, some other context related to learning or motor control or something. Will this help me in, you know, when I play Fortnite? And we don't know, because that work hasn't been done, and it hasn't been done because it isn't getting funded. So hopefully, you know, I want to challenge us to also, is that the end of it? Oh, yeah. You know, I want to challenge us to also combat these things, and which is one of the reasons that we're trying to broadcast this on Twitch. We're going to turn it into YouTube content afterwards, is so that, you know, we have this knowledge base that when people start asking questions, and parents start Googling, my kid wants to be like a professional gamer or something, and they start Googling around, instead of, you know, just things like video games cause mass shootings, or video games rot your brain, you know, that there's other positive things that come up to help educate people and to help shine a light again on, you know, I think a very underserved work that everybody here is doing and working on that just doesn't get brought to light. So again, I appreciate all of you guys for coming. We have an amazing schedule here. everything from our first panel, which is going to be building a team organization, neuroscience of gaming. We're going to talk to pro players. We're going to talk to everybody. We're going to talk to everybody. We're going to have some special treats in store as well. Of course, we'll have some lunch, some food, some drinks afterwards for everybody to kind of get to know each other better. But thanks. I'm super excited. I appreciate everybody for coming. Thank you.